you my go-to systems for making sure that we're doing that as efficiently and effectively as possible. If you are watching this and you're one of the Staffless Practice Academy students, all of this is going to be in your recalls course. There's no surprises here. It's just a once over on it. If you are not one of our clients and you're interested in becoming one, then reach out to me. If you are a client and you're watching this, meet us in Zoom. We're right here. You get front row seats for all of the things that we do. So most of the time when I teach, I love using this is most of the time, and today is absolutely an example of this. I love using a Miro board. Miro is a great tool for our visual learners, which I am of that group. And it's kind of like a sticky board party. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, and you should be able to see a blank screen with a pink note on it. Yes, that should sound familiar. Okay, so let's say that we've got Sally, and Sally becomes a practice member, and she's really enjoying her care with us, and she's got all good intentions when she gets started to stay on a rigorous schedule to meet her health goals in your office. And ideally, if you're on your game, you have Sally on a care plan with appointments that are scheduled out from care plan to care plan. If you don't have that, which is most of you, they're going to fall off because life takes over. We've all been a Sally. We all have a Sally, and we know what it's like to forget to schedule our next dentist appointment or our next chiropractic appointment or our next massage. So here's Sally, and Sally might have an emergency, and that's why she starts with you, or she might just be looking for wellness care. Okay. Usually if she has an emergency, it's 1 or 2 visits, and then it's more of like a SIA for most of us. Most people don't have the training as wellness practitioners to take emergency Sally, see them for 1 or 2 visits, and then have a sit down with Sally presenting a care plan. Most people will put the fire out that Sally comes in thinking that she's at our office to have solved, see Sally for 1 or 2 visits, and then see a Sally, right? The other thing that could happen, and this in my world is my pregnant mamas who come to me because they think that what I do is flipping babies. Right? And I'm really like, no, I'm gonna locate, analyze, and correct your subluxation, and your body's gonna do what it needs to do to have the most optimal birth experience possible. And usually that's 1 or 2 visits, and then mom goes and has a beautiful birth experience, and then see ya, off to mama land they go. And this person will then go into this place where they know, trust, and love me, but they're not on my schedule. Okay. Whereas someone might come in looking for wellness care. Maybe I put them on a care plan. I'm going to make a question mark about that. Maybe I'm lazy with my systems on their new patient experience, which we all know happens. And I don't put them on a care plan, but I see them for a few visits. It happens to the best of us. And then what happens is for these people, life will then, oh, hold on. Let me just undo what I just did. Life will then take over and the dog gets sick, or they have banking problems, or they lose their job, or they move out of town, or whatever the reason is, they get lost. So either way, they're either SIA or they're lost. And what we want to do for so many reasons is have a solution for SIA and for lost, so that in a short amount of time, ideally 1 click, we can check in on Sally. We can say, I really want to make sure that I'm giving you the support that you need to meet your health goals. And we want to make it really easy for Sally to get back to us and say, I want to do this thing. Okay, so that's the stage that we're setting with what I'm about to share with you. The other thing that could happen is Sally comes in and she's on a care plan, but she doesn't pre-schedule her visits. No pre-schedule. And It's not really a SIA. It's just that she's not on our schedule moving forward. So these are like the three scenarios of what could happen if we need to reach out and make sure all is okay and give them a really easy way to re-engage in care. Okay, so let's move the green scenario down a note and let's put it here. So they're in this pot of people who are not scheduled. If you're a Jane app user, and I hope that you are, you should be able to print a report. Or a report in Jane. And let's actually go to the Jane dummy page, which I like to call the Jane Smarty page. Get it? Dummy account. Okay. And you should be able to go to staff. Nope, sorry, to reports. And there's a report called unscheduled patient visits. This report is a game changer. And what it will do is you can filter it and it will give you all of your practice members who are in here who are active status and not scheduled. So that's the report that we want to pull. I guarantee you, I bet my last chocolate bar that if you're not a Jane app user, your EHR has a similar report. Okay. So let's go back here. So we want the report in Jane. And what we want to do is we want to have, the idea is we do this every month, you guys, but we want to have the people who have not been in the past 30 days. If you've never done this before, do the last 6 months. But if you do it every week, do it for the last 30 days. They've been in the last 30 days, but they're not scheduled. That's the report that you want. 30 days, and I'm going to say not scheduled, so they'll be on that report. Okay. Now, if it was me, and I am my perfect practice member 3 to 5 years ago, if it was me, I would want my chiropractor to say, why don't we just give you a standing appointment so you don't have to think about this anymore? Because I don't want to think about it anymore because I've got too much to do. And then with the understanding that there are appreciations and consequences for making that appointment or not making it. So I'd want my chiropractor to say to me, hey, Jode, I'm just going to give you a standing appointment. You're not on my schedule right now. I miss seeing you. I don't want to keep bothering you. Do you want a priority appointment? And I'd say, heck yeah, what are my options? And he'd say, every other Tuesday at 3:00. And I say, I'll take it. Then he's got a secure stat that needs a checkbox in his practice stats. I have my care, my spine being taken care of, and I don't have to think about it anymore. With the understanding, and this is a really important piece to the puzzle, you guys, that if I don't make the appointment, there's a consequence. And usually that's an admin fee or a rebooking fee or something like that, or a no-show fee. If that happens automatically, it's not emotion-based, it's a rule, right? Or if I do make the appointment, I get appreciated in some way. And my appreciation go-to for this is that I get to keep that priority appointment. And I call it a priority appointment. I frame it that way. Let's say that it's not me and it's more of a practice member who's only been in a few times. And they might have been in like the SIA bucket. And maybe they went and they had their baby or their dad passed away or they lost their job or God only knows what, right? I want to give them an opportunity to pick up where we left off, but to do it the right way, right? So with these people, they've come in for 1 or 2 visits. That's what the 1-2 is. I want to say to them, hey, I want to pick up where we left off. I want to make sure I'm not dropping the ball. Text back a 1 to just book a telehealth with me. Let's touch base. A 2 to keep things on hold for now, or a 3 to be removed from this list. So all that this person, that Sally, missing Sally, needs to do is text me back a 1 or 2 or a 3. There's no pressure. There's no awkward, oh, I don't want to see you anymore. I found a better chiropractor. Whatever, your prices are too high, your hours suck, whatever Sally's issue is, she can just text back 3. Usually it's a 1. And then if it's this category of emergency, I'll text back a template in my practice suite, and I'll show you that in a minute. That says something like, great, here's a link to Dr. Jody's telehealth. I actually don't do any of this. It's all automated, or my virtual assistant does it for me. And it's all template based, so she doesn't have to get creative on what words to use. If you're one of our clients and you're thinking about using the SIA program, where it's our virtual assistant program, we can do all of this for you. Okay, so that's this person. And let me just say, they're not scheduled, important, Jean. The last 30 days, and one scenario is you're going to say check-in, pick up. One pick up where you left off. One scenario is priority schedule offer. And this priority, I know I'm spelling it wrong, but this priority schedule offer, the message is going to be like something like, and this is what I would send to my people. Like, these are people who I know I'll be their chiropractor until either my hands fall off and then I'll adjust them with my nose, or one of us moves out of town or something happens where literally they cannot get to my office. This is for those people. And I say, and usually for me, that's past like the first month of care. These days, and I was just having this conversation with Dr. Marcy, who's a coach on our team. If someone becomes my practice member, as long as they are in the area, I'm going to be their chiropractor, because I just established rapport with my people. I know how to do it. I've been doing it long enough. And I'm good at what I do. So they get that I'm going to take care of them. So if they're looking for a chiropractor, I'm going to be who they go to. There are exceptions to that, but for the most part. So for those people who I know I've already checked that box, I'm going to offer them the priority scheduling option. And the priority scheduling option is going to say something like, you are important. It's going to make them feel important, and it's going to highlight that we're giving them this special thing, priority scheduling. It's kind of like if you check in at the Ritz-Carlton and you're a Marriott Bonvoy member, they give you early check-in, right? It doesn't change anything on their end. It just makes you feel special. So this is me making my people feel special, because you know what, you guys, they're special to me. The third scenario is if it's somebody who I haven't established that rapport with, but we're on a care plan and they don't have a regular cadence to their schedule, and I'm just not really sure what to send to them. I'm going to text something like it's a check-in, but it's more text back a 1 to get on the schedule this week. I don't feel like I need a telehealth with them. That would feel like overkill. I just need to get them back on the schedule. 1, 2, or 3. 1 to get on the schedule this week, 2 to continue a break from care, or 3 to be removed from this list. So the difference between the second check-in and the first one, this one is more like, I don't really know, trust, and love the person yet, and they don't really know, trust, and love me. I want to have a telehealth and make sure everything's cool. I want to sit and chat with them for a few minutes. I can't do that during my adjusting hours. This one is more, I've already established the trust and rapport. I want to get them back into the routine of getting adjusted. And I might say at this appointment, hey, why don't we get you set up for a priority appointment while they're there? And then all of that is done with another automation system. So that's the reactivation in a nutshell. Can you go ahead and take a minute if you're watching this training, put me on hold, look at your schedule for this week. Just glide down your schedule and say priority appointment. Absolutely, this person would set up for a priority appointment. Recall, needs a telehealth. Categorize your people. Take a minute to broad strokes, zoom out, and look at what your people need administratively. Can you imagine how much easier this makes your life if people are already scheduled and you don't have to say, when's your next visit? When's your next visit? It's a pain in the ass, you guys, right? If you are a one woman or a one man show and you don't have staff, this is going to be your best friend. I guarantee it. Okay. So what I want to do now is I want to go into sharing what this ends up looking like in the suite. Give me a minute because I did not prepare. I did not do my homework for this training. Hold on, y'all. Okay. All right, I'm going to share again. All right, so here's your practice suite. We can go about this in a couple of different ways. It really, your wish is our command. You tell us what you need and we're going to make it happen, right? For what I'm talking about right now. One thing that we can do is we can just add snippets to your suite where there are these are templates basically. There's an email snippet or a text snippet for the words that I'm talking about. There should already be a snippet for this in here. There is not. So let's make one. This is just another dummy suite. So I'm going to add a text snippet. So I'm going to say something like, hey, and then I'm going to insert client's name, contact, first name. And I would say something like, I miss seeing you around the office. Text back one to get on the schedule this week, a two to continue a break from care, or a three to be removed from this list. Okay, and I'm going to save that. And we have to give it a name, recall. Okay. I'm actually not going to say I miss seeing you around the office. I'm going to say, hey, checking in. Because I want to be as checking in, Dr. Jody here. I want to be as discreet as possible. I don't want to give information about their care. Even though this is a HIPAA compliant texting program, you still just never know who's looking at this. And maybe this person just had a fight with their husband about not ever going to see the chiropractor again. So I just want it to be discreet as possible, because you don't know who's reading the text because the text is going to pop up. Okay. So, hey, checking in, Dr. Jody here, text back a one to get on the schedule this week, a two to continue a break from care, or a three to be removed from this list. I'm going to save this. And I think I just called that recall. I don't remember what I called it, but let's see. So I'm going to go to contacts. And I'm going to go to, I think that I'm in here, Jody. Okay, there's me. And then let's get rid of this. And then I'm going to look for the snippet recalls. Nope. What did I call it, you guys? I might have to refresh. Hold on. If something happens like that to you and you're working with your suite, just reach out to us and we'll figure out why. There it is, recall. So I'll send this to myself and then I'll get a text that pops up. That's the longest way to do this. You have it one and done. You have your front desk person, your front desk angel, or your 10-year-old can do this from your phone, right? And they just have to drop the template. They just go to the little template icon and they find that template. They take the list from Jane, they upload, and again, we can do this all for you. Our SIA program, we have a monthly check-in on your suite, and this is part of what we do for you. You pick out the names that go on that list. You say, don't reach out to this person. Definitely reach out to this person. I want a priority scheduling for this person. This person gets we organize that list together. We upload it into your suite, and then we'll do all of this for you. And if they text back a one, we'll go ahead and we'll send them your JNF link. And all of this can also be done through an automation where you just tag the person recalls and it all happens automatically. If they text back a one, a certain thing happens. If they text back a two, a certain thing happens. I do like to see you guys going back to Jane app, and if they text back a 3, inactivating them in Jane, because then your list will be cleaner next month. You get that? Okay. I want to share one more thing with you, which is really juicy. If you don't know, I could definitely be part of a 12-step program for spreadsheets. And I have a really good spreadsheet here called the recall tracker, because who doesn't need a recall tracker in their life? So the idea is that you copy and paste this. And if you need it and you don't have it, let me know. If you're a client and you're watching this in the recall course, it's there, I promise. The original is here. Don't let it hurt your brain. So this is like the place that you can keep all of this in order. Like, we put these people on the recall list. Here's the date of their last service. What did we do? We spoke to them, we texted them, we inactivated them, we scheduled them, we called and left a message, whatever. You can also do this really cool thing in your suite called a voicemail drop. So check this out. Let's go there. Okay, watch. Automations. Let's just create a workflow. Create new workflow, start from scratch. So I can tell my suite, and let's call this recalls. I can tell my suite when someone is tagged, tag is added, and add filter. Oh, the tag is recalls, save trigger. So all I need to do is tag the contact recalls. I can then send a text. Oops, sorry, it's SMS. Send SMS. And the template that we just made is recalls. So it's right here, save action. And then I can wait. I'm going to say, let's wait 5 minutes, save action. And then I can do a voicemail drop. Voicemail. I can also call them. It's so cool, you guys. So I'm going to do a voicemail drop here. I'm going to upload a file. Let's just see if I have one handy. I don't. Let me just see. Copy of new covers. It's not going to be in there. I don't have a voicemail file here, but all you have to do is record your voice saying, hey, it's Dr. Jody. I just sent you a text a few minutes ago. I'm thinking about you. I hope everything's okay. Please respond to the text. Let me know if you didn't get it. And it looks like I called, but I didn't. You guys, you can do this all in one click. So, and then if you do that, if you put them on that workflow and you're working with a recall tracker, you say that you left a voice message. And you follow this month after month after month. And I guarantee you, my last chocolate bar, you guys, your stats are going to go up, up, up. And then I'm also giving you a copy of this without the formatting. Like, this has the formatting with all the drop downs. Some people are like, overkill, Jody. Here it is without the formatting. Okay. So just to recap, let's go back to the Miro board. Think about the last service that you got. Let's say the last massage or the last physical therapy appointment. Dentists are the profession that have this wired. I think they get the most marketing in dental school. They get the most business education in dental school. I never leave my dentist's office without my next appointment scheduled. They give me a cute little card. I get every text under the sun about it. They have QR codes hanging on their walls. Every dentist office that I've ever been to, this is true for, maybe with the exception of one. I once went to a dentist and it was in her house and her hair was really long. She was like a crunchy dentist, if of all things, right? And her hair kept going into my mouth while she was killing me. I'm like, I think I need to go to a dentist that's not working out of their home. So there are a few categories. One is the person who's already established trust with you. They're your people, and you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know, you're just going to give them priority scheduling. One is somebody who hasn't quite gotten there with you yet, but you know you don't need any heart to heart. You want to get them on a regular cadence of care. And one is a person who you just need to spend some time in the Zoom with because something's up. Usually that person is going to be, again, somebody who only came in for a few visits and I can't quite remember who they are. Or somebody who some of my practice members are going through like cancer treatment, and I just want to touch base with them before they come in. I want to give them the personal space to tell me what they've got going on. So I'll schedule a telehealth with them. So you want to categorize this according to how you roll in your practice. Okay. And always have fun with it. Always make this a joy sparker. Think about how you would want to be taken care of. If I went to a massage therapist and they were like, you know what, let's get you on a monthly cadence. I'm going to give you a priority appointment. I'd be like, hell yeah. Especially if they gave me some kind of a bookkeeping discount offer. They celebrated me for booking in advance, for protecting and honoring time, energy, money. You get it, you guys? And always have a policy in place if they miss appointments and bail on you. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to stop my live stream. If you're watching the recording of this, go make the world better with great care.